Let's get a good grip on the argument before trying to pick out what it depends on. The conclusion here is in the last sentence that health regulations, if enacted, will reduce the revenue available for the school's budgets. The regulations here are the ones that are going to remove soft drink machines from student accessible areas. The argument draws a direct link between removing soft drink machines and losing money, as if it's like step one, then step two, one after the other. An assumption here is that there is no step in between those two steps that could somehow mean that the schools don't lose money. Let's look at our answers. It's best to skim them before dwelling too long on each individual one, because sometimes an answer will clearly stand out as correct, and sometimes it's the very last one, as in this case. So you don't want to spend ages puzzling over the rest when a brief look through could give you what you're looking for. In this case, E makes sense. If the soft drink machines were replaced with candy machines, there would be no loss of revenue. Or there wouldn't necessarily be a loss of revenue. So the fact that they're not being replaced is necessary for the given argument to make sense. So we're definitely going to hang on to E. In fact, it's our correct answer, but we can still talk about why the other answers are wrong. Choice A talks about vending machines that students can't access. How is that relevant when the argument states that much of the revenue here is from students buying things from the machines? Let's move on. Choice B is not an assumption of the argument. If kids aren't really buying soft drinks at school, removing the vending machines won't result in a big loss of revenue, which is what the conclusion is here. Choice C doesn't even really make sense. I have no idea what it's talking about. If you don't understand an answer, it's best not to pick it, because you'd be falling for one of the Gmat's tricks. We look at D and we're like, wow, that's interesting, but how exactly does this relate to our argument? It looks long and fancy, but don't be fooled. Our argument doesn't depend on this random fact. Our answer to this question is E.